Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Angela and for today I've planned a little bit of a TBR video. Well, I like to watch them myself, but I also think they're a good way of trying to find out what a booktuber might be reading in the next couple of weeks. Now, for the pile I have here, I have no real time span for that. I know I will not be able to read this in 1 month. That's completely out of the question, and as soon as I'll talk about the first book on the pile here, you will see why this would never ever work. So number 1 on my TBR pile is Stephen Erikson, House of Chains. I discovered Melassen maybe, well, I think roughly a year ago, and started reading it kind like maybe half a year ago. I absolutely adore Gardens of the Moon. Gardens of the Moon is brilliant, fabulous, and I thought, wow, this is it, I want more. Dead House Gates, on the other hand, the next one in the series, oh my, that was really a punch in the gut. I kind of like, oh no, I cried without end. I thought, okay, that's it. I never read another Melassen book. Only then to kind of like, of course, change my mind and then read Memories of Ice. And I have to say, yeah, Memories of Ice was really very good. So now I'm on to number 4, House of Chains. I've started, I'm a couple of pages in, not too much because, I mean, it's big. Melassen is big, Melassen is dense. It takes quite a while to read the books. So we'll see if I manage to read this by the end of the month. It will definitely be one of my priorities for the month of June, House of Chains. Then the next 2 on the pile are 2 books that are on my TBR forever. And the first one up is Nnedi Okorafor, Lagoon. Now, I've read other things by Nnedi Okorafor. Since I've bought this book, I bought this when this came out as a paperback, which is a while back. Actually, I have no idea, but I know it's years. Yeah, 2014. That's quite a long time for a book to sit on my shelf. I've read Binti, which was so. Then I've read Remote Control, which I found very good, and I also read one of her kind of like graphic novels, LaGuardia. Why I didn't pick this up, why this just stayed on my shelf, I have no idea. There is no real reason, just one of those things, and yeah, high time that I get around to reading Lagoon. The other one that's also around for quite a bit is this one, Michele Faberd D. This is a middle grade book, and I picked it up because it came out at the same time as Piranesi or Piranesi, whichever pronunciation you prefer. But I absolutely love Susanna Clarke's Piranesi. It's a gorgeous book and I really enjoyed it. And I also enjoyed the setting. It's kind of like set in this wonderful, rambling, huge, big, kind of like house-like setting. And this book came out at the same time, and it's said to have a sentient house in it, and it's just one of those tropes that I really like, kind of like quirky houses that do different things, that are not so predictable. So this is why I originally picked it, and yeah, I think it's time that I actually go and read it. Again, it's very kind of like slim, like Lagoon as well, 2 very kind of slimmer books. As I said, middle grade. I should be able to read this in a day or 2, and I'm sure it'll come in very handy when the Melassen blues starts hitting me. The same goes for the next book. The next 2 are newer acquisitions. The next one is Ben Arnanovic. This is his latest installment in the River of London series. I just love this series, so Ben Arnanovic, whenever a new one comes out, I go and get it. Arnanovic is one of those authors that I read when I want fantasy and I want a laugh. And I do not want to read Discworld. Nothing wrong with Discworld, don't get me wrong. No, I love Discworld, but you can have too much of a good thing. And yeah, for those moments, I read Ben Arnanovic. As I say, I love the Rivers of London series. This is the last one amongst our weapons. And yeah, I'm sure when the going gets tough, when I'm in the middle of House of Chains and I'm running out of tissues and I need something else, this will be my friend. Then I have another newer one that I bought very recently, and this is Automatic Eve by Rokuru Inui, a Japanese author. Okay, we do this again. Automatic Eve by Rokuru Inui. I liked picking this up because this is more like a kind of, how shall I say, historical fantasy. It's set in Imperial Japan, but with a twist. Instead of an emperor, we have an empress, and we have kind of like the automatic Eve of the title, like some type of artificial intelligence as a more sci-fi fantasy element. And I thought those two kind of like sound very good. A matrilineal society with a female artificial intelligence. Give it to me. Now I also have to say, Japanese authors can be a bit hit and miss for myself. Some are very, very good and I find them very enjoyable, and with others, yeah, not so much. We have to see. Rokuru Inui is a male author as well, so we see how well he will pull this off, this matriarchal Imperial Japan. But I'm very, very curious to find out if I really like this book. The next two are two anthologies. So those will be books I will be dipping in and out of. They're not there to be read in just one go. So the first one is called It Rose Up, and the subtitle is A Selection of Lost Irish Fantasy Stories, and it's edited by Jack Fennell. Now, I haven't heard of any of the authors in this collection, which is a good thing, so some new stuff to discover. And again, I'm very curious. Lost Stories sounds great. And yeah, let's see what my host country comes up with when it comes to fantasy stories. So this is the first collection. The second one, the second anthology, is this one here, Solarpunk. Solarpunk is kind of like a subgenre of ecological fiction, and this is called Ecological and Fantastical Stories in a Sustainable World. And it has a collection of 9 stories by Brazilian authors. And I can't really remember if I've read anything from Brazil so far. I don't think so anyway. So I will be very curious again to see what those stories are like, what the culture is like, what the writing is like. Yeah, again, I hope this will be another good find. And the last book on my pile here is an author. Whenever I hear the name mentioned on other people's channels, I think, oh yes, I need to reread this author. And then I never get around to it. Now, I don't know, again, I don't know if this will happen this month, probably not. But this is Ursula Le Guin. And I picked not her first novel, but the first novel that I personally read by Ursula Le Guin, and that's the Dispossessed. So this will be a little bit, for me at least, a little bit, yeah, kind of like a journey down memory lane to see kind of like, does this really hold up, or is this just me being nostalgic about an author? So Ursula Le Guin as my last book on my TBR pile. Okay, so as I said, I don't know how long it will take me to read all those books. I might perhaps do at the beginning of July an updated, maybe quarterly TBR. I don't really know, I haven't really decided, but maybe you can let me know in the down in the comments. What do you think? How often does the channel need a TBR video? Or would I get away with kind of like whenever I've read my pile, I do another one of those? Let me know. And thank you for watching. Happy reading, and hopefully I see you all for the next video. Thank you.